There is no football team here, no mascot, no fraternities or sororities. But this college campus is still a dream come true for nearly 1,000 students. Sinti Gleshka University, housed in the hills of the Rosebud Indian Reservation, has been awarding associate's, bachelor's, and master's degrees since the 70s. Among chemistry and computer science, SGU prides itself on a unique Lakota Studies program that brings culture into the classroom. Here, students can learn traditional skills that administrators and professors alike hope will foster a desire to pursue a secondary degree. And SGU isn't the only one with these programs. There are 37 other tribal colleges or universities around the country. With these universities, low tuition rates, and ample scholarships, why do Native Americans still make up less than 1% of students enrolled in college? As with most disparities involving Native Americans, the problems are a result of deep-seated inequity that is often overlooked or simply misunderstood. 150 years ago, the United States and the Sioux Nation signed the Treaty of Fort Laramie, or the Sioux Treaty of 1868. While most of the provisions in the treaty regard property rights, the designers also emphasized the importance of formal education. With this came boarding schools, where educators worked to kill the Indian and save the man in the name of progress. Former students and the generations that followed believe this unofficial government policy is what led to the state of education on reservations today. In Todd County, South Dakota, 100% of students are economically disadvantaged. And though the federal government usually funds only 8% of public school education, 53% of Todd County's funding comes from the U.S. to try and combat the imbalance. But educators don't think income or funding is to blame.
If we're going to make a difference with poverty, we can't use it as an excuse. Who's going to say to them, yes, you can go to college, yes, you should go to college?
Cheryl Medeiros, an administrator at Sinti Gleshka, believes a successful education needs strong roots. As it stands, about 10% of students in Todd County meet proficiency standards in English, and 6% meet proficiency standards in math.
I never saw myself as being a college graduate. I was the first graduate in our family.
And Medeiros isn't the only one. One study found that just 55% of Todd County students graduate from high school. Nationally, that graduation rate sits at just above 84%. But in order for students to graduate, they need to come to school, and Todd County School District has a 37% attendance rate. Educators like Sage Fastdog think more students would come to school if the curriculum included them.
I remember it was in 5th grade in South Elementary. Yeah, I remember the teacher's name too. She announced that we were going to cover Native Americans in the days to come. So I raced through that book. There's only 5 pages of Native Americans. I remember there was a map. It's kind of a picture of where Native Americans lived, and the next page, what stood out for me on that page was a half-naked man with a breechcloth, and he had a scalp lock, and it said "hostile savage."
As a student, Fastdog says his education reinforced the negative feelings he had toward himself and his culture.
3 different worlds telling me this. One was my own peers in the playground. Another one was the outside people that didn't live on a reservation, that were outside, were calling me savage. And then now the textbook is saying I'm a savage.
Now, educators at Todd County Middle School are restoring identity to Native education, due in part to a $590,000 state grant which helps Native schools that are helping to bridge cultural identities with traditional education standards. At other schools in the district, teachers still work to improve academic outcomes, saying it's not an option to ignore their culture anymore.
Reclaiming that identity and that culture and bringing it into the school setting it's not only important, but it's vital. It's vital to these children. It's vital to their livelihood. It's vital to their education. It's vital to their survival.
Lynette Whitehat at He Dog Elementary School in Todd County brings culture into the classroom to let her students know they belong somewhere, both in the present and in the past.
A lot of these students descend from a lot of these chiefs that you see in this room, and that's something that is to be, they should be very proud of.
She believes that without this foundation, without an identity, students won't want to learn. And without an education, they may not be able to preserve their future. In other words, inspiring the next generation to learn about the land they live on could keep it from falling into the wrong hands. Still, educators can only do so much, and after 3 o'clock, it's up to students to decide how to spend their time. Luckily, some community members are working to change the patterns that have long defined the area. A block party put on by the Sachango Youth Program helps foster positive relationships that aren't promised outside school walls.
It's real hard, for children to make it to school when they don't really have that support system to say, look, this is our expectation. We go to bed this time, we get up, we go to school. It's tough. It's very hard.
Educators stress that the changes they're making are new and that the vision is young, and that the people on Rosebud will keep working to ensure that vision is fulfilled.
Everything that the U.S. government has thrown at us, everything that we've been dealing with, and all the cards we've been dealt, we've persevered, we've overcame, and we're still here.